Welcome back. So CHP Motorsports sent me their Stator rebuild kit. I believe this is part 164 from their website, and it's perfect timing because I'm right in the middle of tearing down and rebuilding the engine for my restoration project. So I have here the stator plate with the very old ignition and lighting coil. The points in the condenser are all in pretty poor shape. I actually haven't even tested this out, but since I have a rebuild kit, I thought this would be a perfect excuse to pull this one apart, clean up the stator plate, replace the gaskets, and try out this new kit. So let me get all of these old parts removed. We'll take a look at what comes in the kit from CHP. I'll get the plate cleaned up and we'll get it put together. So this is pretty straightforward to assemble. The kit comes with an instruction sheet, a replacement condenser, points, the ignition coil, the lighting coil with the connection into your wiring harness. It comes with the mounting hardware, the gasket that goes along the outside edge of the stator plate, the gasket that goes in the middle of the stator plate, and this wire that connects the points to the condenser. So this kit should fit stator plates for the CT70 from the KO all the way through 1982. But one thing that you can do to make sure that this will fit your application is make sure that on your stator plate, the center to center spacing for the ignition coil is 54 millimeters, or I believe that's 2.125 inches. If you can confirm that that's the spacing on the ignition coil that you have, that is the same spacing that is on the ignition coil for this kit. I will be reusing this retaining plate though. Yeah, that one's completely buggered up. It looks like I'll have to try a flathead screwdriver for that one. And then removing the old gaskets. Okay, so everything is now removed from the backing plate. I'm going to just use some degreaser and a brush, get all this cleaned up, and then we'll get the rest of the electronics back onto it. All right, so I've got my plate here cleaned up. After degreasing, I decided actually to sandblast and then vapor hone it, so it looks fantastic. I'm going to first get the gaskets back on. There's the one that just goes here on the outside. And then this one, the little spring deal goes towards the bottom, and that just gets pressed in. So now let's get the rest of the electronics linked up to the back plate. And again, the included hardware and instructions are pretty straightforward to follow. All right, so first the lighting coil mounting up at the top part of the stator plate. There's this lead here on this side of the plate that grounds out, and then these other ones we go ahead and run underneath. There's a little bit of a cavity here for them to go underneath. This line, this black line, then comes underneath it as well to get to the condenser. So using one of the provided screws and washers, and again making sure that you're including that yellow lead that we're grounding out, snug down these bolts. Alright, so next is the ignition coil. It also has this bare lead on the right side that you ground out here with a screw, and then this red wire is going to go to the condenser. So using the longer screw with the washer, again on one side, make sure that you're capturing the lead that we're going to ground. On the points, I connected the black extension wire to the little screw and post here. This is a 5.5 millimeter nut that I secured down. There's a post on the points that slot into the hole on the stator plate. Then the screw here secures the points down, but this is also where you can adjust the timing. So moving it up will advance the timing, and moving it down will retard the timing. For now, I'm just going to put it about in the middle and lightly snug it down. I'll work on the timing once I get the engine running. And then the condenser slots into the depression right here on the stator plate and secures down with this screw right here. And so the last major step then is to connect the 3 different leads, this red and these 2 black wires, to the condenser. Per the instructions, it says to scrape away that there may be a film on these to make sure that you're getting good conductivity. I'm going to strip these down a little bit further to get a little more area to work with. I'm going to put some rosin core solder and then solder these on, and then these little tabs here help secure the wires down. So I just used a wire stripper to strip back these 2 leads a little bit so that I have a little more area to work with. These seem clean. I'm not sure if I'm not seeing any film on these, but scraping them with the razor blade per the instructions anyway, just to make sure that there's good continuity. But since I'm going to have to get 3 leads together on one solder, I'm going to go ahead and link these 2 up and get them soldered together first, and then I'll do this one individually. I'm going to take off a little of this extra line, and again just clean it up to make sure there's no casing on it. Alright, that seems all pretty secure. So one last piece, not included in the kit, but it's only a few bucks and you can buy it at the same time from CHP, is the oiled piece of felt that goes right here to keep the spindle oiled. So this is the part number here. I'll put this in the description below as well. But to install this is just a matter of wedging it in this little V here that is part of the bracket that holds the condenser in place. So pretty straightforward, not much involved in having effectively a new stator for your CT70 engine. If you have any questions, please throw them in the comments below. Thanks again to CHP Motorsports for sending me this kit to try out. Again, pretty significant difference in the way this setup looks now compared to the way that it was when we started, and I imagine the performance of this is going to be much improved as well. So again, thank you everybody for watching. Stay tuned for more videos and keep on building.